The Fall of Man. Lessons from Adam and Eve's Disobedience. The story of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden teaches profound lessons about temptation, sin, consequences, and the mercy of God. In the beginning, God created Adam and Eve and placed them in the beautiful Garden of Eden, a place filled with peace, abundance, and harmony. They had access to every tree and every fruit in the garden, and their lives were free from pain, fear, and suffering. God gave them only one command. They were not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This command was not meant to limit them, but rather to guide them and help them remain in a trusting and obedient relationship with their Creator. However, temptation entered the garden through the serpent, who approached Eve with deceptive words. The serpent questioned God's command and suggested that eating the forbidden fruit would make her wise and like God. Slowly, doubt began to grow in Eve's mind. She looked at the fruit and saw that it appeared good and desirable. Eventually, she chose to eat it and also gave some to Adam, who was with her. In that moment, they disobeyed God's instruction, and this act of disobedience became the first sin in human history. Immediately after eating the fruit, their eyes were opened, and they became aware of their nakedness and vulnerability. Feelings of shame and fear entered their hearts, emotions they had never experienced before. When God came to the garden, Adam and Eve hid from him, showing how sin had already begun to damage their relationship with God. When confronted, Adam blamed Eve, and Eve blamed the serpent. This moment reveals another lesson about human nature. When people fall into sin, they often try to shift blame rather than take responsibility for their actions. Because of their disobedience, there were consequences. The harmony of the garden was broken, pain and hardship entered human life, and Adam and Eve were sent out of Eden. Humanity would now experience labor, suffering, and the struggles of living in a fallen world. Yet even in this moment of judgment, God's mercy was still present. Instead of completely abandoning Adam and Eve, God cared for them and clothed them, showing compassion despite their failure. This act demonstrated that although sin separates humanity from God, His love and grace continue to reach out to people. The story of the fall therefore reminds us that temptation can appear attractive and convincing, but giving in to it can lead to serious consequences. At the same time, it offers hope by showing that God does not give up on humanity. Even when people make mistakes, His mercy remains, and His desire to restore and guide His creation continues. The story of Adam and Eve ultimately teaches us to be watchful against temptation, to take responsibility for our choices, and to trust in the enduring mercy and grace of God.